99% of developers don't get gRPC. Many can't even begin to explain the advantages of gRPC over REST APIs. Knowing the difference between JSON and protocol buffers is table stakes, and it simply does not cut it. And understanding the 4 types of gRPC calls like unary, streaming, etc. is the bare bones expectations in 2025 for every competent entry-level engineer. If you don't know these concepts, then you should consider watching this video, where I'm going to break down how gRPC works, its architecture, and some of its nifty details around HTTP2 multiplexing and binary serialization. This is the knowledge that will make you a better software engineer. Let's get started. What is gRPC? gRPC, or Google Remote Procedure Call, is a modern, high-performance open-source framework designed to facilitate communication between distributed systems. Developed originally at Google, it enables applications running on different machines, environments, or even written in different programming languages to communicate seamlessly as if they were invoking local functions. At its core, gRPC implements the Remote Procedure Call, or RPC model, a paradigm in which a client can call methods on a remote server as though those methods were part of the same local codebase. This abstraction hides the complexity of the underlying network communication, serialization, and transport mechanisms, allowing developers to focus on defining their service logic rather than on implementing custom networking protocols. Now, let's talk about protocol buffers and the service definition. The foundation of gRPC lies in protocol buffers, or protobuf. This is a language-neutral, platform-neutral, extensible mechanism developed by Google for serializing structured data. A developer defines a service and the structure of its request and response messages in a .proto file using the protobuf syntax. For example, a simple service might define an RPC method named add that takes 2 integers and returns their sum. Each message type, such as add request and add response, defines its fields with explicit types and unique tags for efficient binary encoding. Once the .proto file is defined, developers use the Proto-C compiler to generate client and server code stubs in their target language, such as Go, Python, Java, C++, or others. These generated stubs abstract away the networking details, allowing the developer to interact with remote services through native function calls. But how does gRPC actually work? Under the hood, gRPC builds on HTTP2, the modern web transport protocol, to provide multiplex connections, header compression, and full duplex streaming, all of which make it far more efficient than traditional REST APIs built on HTTP 1.1. But do you know what multiplexing, header compression, and full duplex streaming entail? Multiplexing allows a single TCP connection between a client and a server to handle multiple independent RPC calls, i.e. the requests and responses concurrently. HTTP2 uses a binary framing layer that breaks down each gRPC message into small binary encoded frames. Each frame is tagged with a stream ID, allowing frames from different requests to be interleaved on the same physical connection and reassembled at the receiving end. Full duplex, or bidirectional streaming, is a communication pattern where both the client and the server can send a sequence of messages to each other simultaneously over a single long-lived HTTP2 stream. When a client invokes a remote procedure, gRPC serializes the request message into binary format using protocol buffers, sends it over an HTTP2 connection, and the server then deserializes it into a native object. After processing the request, the server serializes the response message back into binary format and returns it to the client. The client library automatically handles connection pooling, retries, and load balancing when configured, making the entire interaction appear as a single function call from the client's perspective.
If you are interested in taking your software engineering skills to the next level, I would encourage you to build projects. I'm not talking about going down the rabbit hole of tutorial hell and building a to-do list, calculator, or weather app. I'm talking about building complex, real-world projects beyond the basics. This will certainly help you stand out in the competitive 2025 job market. This is where CodeCrafters comes in. This platform provides interactive tools to build developer tooling from scratch. There are a number of courses that teach building Git from scratch, building an in-memory Redis database, an HTTP web server, your own Docker, your own DNS server, and many others. I personally love that there's built-in support for over 20 different languages. My favorite, of course, is Go, but I would highly recommend trying a newer language like Zig as well. I'm excited to announce that I'm partnering with CodeCrafters to offer all my viewers 40% off. For more details, you can find a link in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment. Now back to the video.
This architecture eliminates the need to manually construct HTTP requests or parse JSON responses, resulting in both strong typing and high performance. But you might be curious about the different RPC types and streaming. I mentioned in the intro that gRPC supports 4 primary communication patterns, making it suitable for a very broad range of real-world use cases. The simplest form is the unary RPC, which involves a single request followed by a single response. It's analogous to a typical HTTP request response model. The server streaming RPC allows a client to send one request and receive a continuous stream of responses, often used in event streaming or live update systems. Conversely, a client streaming RPC enables a client to send a stream of data to the server, which then processes it and returns a single consolidated response. This is useful for things like batch uploads or telemetry. Finally, bidirectional streaming RPCs allows both client and server to send streams of data simultaneously over a single persistent connection, supporting use cases like chat applications, IoT telemetry, or financial tick data streaming. These streaming capabilities are a significant improvement over REST APIs, where such patterns often require additional layers like WebSockets. But what are the actual advantages over REST? One of gRPC's major advantages over REST is efficiency. By using protocol buffers instead of JSON, gRPC messages are both smaller in size and faster to serialize and deserialize. This binary format is highly compact, reducing bandwidth usage and improving latency, a crucial factor in microservices architectures and mobile applications. The use of HTTP2 further enhances performance through multiplex streams, i.e. allowing multiple calls to share a single connection, and header compression, reducing network overhead. In contrast, REST APIs typically require on HTTP 1.1 and textual JSON payloads, which are verbose and slower to process. Moreover, gRPC provides type safety and automatic code generation. Developers define message types once, and the generated stubs ensure the clients and servers always remain synchronized, eliminating many runtime errors common in REST-based integrations. Authentication and security are also built in through SSL or TLS encryption and integration with common identity systems such as OAuth 2 and JWT. Let's also touch on the use cases and the ecosystem. gRPC is particularly well suited for microservice architectures, where many small services need to communicate efficiently within a distributed system. It's commonly used for backend to backend communication in environments like Kubernetes, as well as in large-scale enterprise systems that demand low latency and reliable inter-service communication. Because gRPC supports multiple programming languages, it enables heterogeneous systems. For example, a Go-based backend can easily communicate with a Python-based machine learning service or a JavaScript frontend via gRPC Web. Companies like Google, Netflix, and Square rely on it to power their internal service meshes and APIs. The gRPC Web extension even allows browsers to call gRPC services, bridging the gap between web clients and backend systems. So in essence, gRPC provides a modern, efficient, and language-agnostic way to build distributed systems. It abstracts the complexities of network communication behind a well-defined interface, combining the advantages of protocol buffers for structured, efficient data encoding with the transport-level benefits of HTTP2. If you want to learn how to build Docker, Redis, and compilers from scratch, I highly recommend checking out Codecrafters down below as well. It's the best project-based coding platform.